Hello, YouTube. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Ujames1978, and we have literally just finished watching the Doctor Who Season 8 premiere, the episode Deep Breath. Now, James, first of all, do you have anything to say about the episode in general?
Jenny, Vestra, and Strax die. Not even die. Just go away. Go away and don't come back. Why? Why were you in this episode? I know the answer to that, but oh, come on, people. It could have been at half the length and made exactly the same point.
Ah, so you did like the point?
No, I didn't. When did I say that I liked it? It could have made. You can make a bad point quickly, or you can take forever to get to it, and have them rolling in, not sliding down ropes, flying down in a ridiculous acrobatic.
Okay, that was a bit OTT, but did you genuinely think Deep Breath made a bad point?
Not a bad point, but a lazy and cliched point. Again, it's not even. The term "point" is incorrect. If you could just allow me to say what I want to say, I know it'll kill any kind of wider argument or discussion or debate or what have you. But the trailer of not just Deep Breath, but the series as a whole is the Doctor saying, "Am I a good man?" and Clara saying, "I don't know who the Doctor is anymore." And from what I've seen now of both this and discussion, etc., about the future episodes, that is it. The plot, irrelevant. The cyborg, irrelevant. The dinosaur, irrelevant. They could have replaced it with hand puppets. All of it exists for one reason. The Doctor's existential "Am I a good man? Am I still the same man?" Self-analysis. And Clara's, "Oh, is he the same man? Can I trust him anymore? I don't know who he is anymore." Introspective ponderings. That's it. The Clockwork Cyborg existed solely for the broom speech. You replace the head for that scene where he's showing him his face and also sees his own face in the back of the silver platter, and also one of us is lying about our fundamental programming. Ooh, did he commit suicide or did I push him? Oh, because the question mark over whether or not I'm a good man is the entire premise of the series. And likewise, during the episode, my first thoughts when the Doctor supposedly abandoned Clara was that it was exactly the same scene, emotionally, tonally, philosophically, etc., as Colin Baker's Doctor, fresh out of regeneration, attempting to strangle Perrin. Because the entire point and purpose of it is, "Oh my God, he's a monster. He's not the same man who I knew and loved. Can I trust him? Oh no, I'm all alone. But no, I have faith that the Doctor will save me." Yes, the whole promised land faith thing. Thank you very much, Moffat. We must have faith in the people who we love, and the person at the end who has this very backwards, twisted, warped, stalkerish perversion of love in her mind. Yes, oh God, it's all just so... We're basically just watching Moffat sucking himself off. Oh, look at this deep introspective plot. Aren't I so clever? No, The best Doctor Who, as I've said time and time again on Doctor Who Fridays, is when a story is already in progress and the Doctor just happens to influence it, just happens to arrive. When the story exists solely to provide a backdrop for the Doctor's existential struggles, when it is nothing but an allegory of the Doctor's introspective angst. Again, the line when he's on the bridge talking about the dinosaur in the Thames. Again, what was the point and purpose of it being there, except I brought her here, she's scared and alone, it's my fault, what have I done? Not talking about Clara. And yes, and the references to Scottish independence. You're Scottish, you hate the English, at least you admit that. You know, I don't know what... I blame the English. Yes. That's the only reason you'll vote yes for Scottish independence. Just admit it and get on with your life.
That's become a bit of a joke. I think that vote's going to lose. I don't think Capaldi or Moffat are actually genuine.
No, I can. That was obvious in it. That yes, it was deliberately satirical. That it was mocking the Scottish independence movement rather than genuinely supporting it. But still, that's just another example of how the episode was just at least twice as long as it needed to be. You quite literally, Colin Baker and Perrin performed that episode in just the intro and outro of the Twin Dilemma. First strangling her, then at the end, I'm the Doctor now, whether you like it or not. So, but no, they just had to have that phone call, didn't they?
I thought the phone call was an intriguing premise, because it is like getting a phone call from the deceased person that you're grieving for. So
again, whilst we could spend hours or years or decades arguing over what it would be if it was real, we have to remember that this is a fictional series written by a fiction writer for the sole purpose of conveying a message and emotion, telling a story, making a point. And the point of this was, yes, Matt Smith fans, please don't hate it now, hate the series now, because because the Doctor's in his 50s. Maybe if the ratings drop, we'll have more cameos of Matt Smith.
I think it's a lot more metaphysical than that. But
again, as I say, the metaphysical existential stuff. Sorry, level 4. It's so obvious, so cliched, so contrived, so overdone. As I say, Colin Baker and Perrin, I can't remember the actress's name, they went through this in what? Not counting the rest of the serial, the Twin Dilemma, but they went through it in what? 5 minutes? It took Moffat 75.
This was Peter Capaldi's introduction as the Doctor. Now, you and I both do hugely respect and admire Peter Capaldi as an actor. You've just seen his debut episode. That Surely, I mean, that means something to you.
Unfortunately, no. I... You talked about him every once in a while, making a Tom Baker line, using a line that could have been spoken by Tom Baker. But the way that he was rushing around, being insane, etc., it was just so reminiscent of Matt Smith.
Really?
Yes, the rushing around, waving his hands, starting his sentences and never finishing them. This is Peter Capaldi as a new Doctor, as in post-Tennant, as in the Matt Smith generation. I am classic Whovian purist. When you said yes, he is the Doctor as soon as he comes out of the TARDIS. I thought, what? Tom Baker, Pertwee, Troughton was good. Oh, Hartman, come on, okay, maybe. Oh, you don't mean Colin Baker? No, you mean Matt Smith, right? Okay, thank you. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was an angrier, grumpier, more Glaswegian Matt Smith at the end of the day. Though there was none of the charisma, none of the... he boasted about his intelligence just before Madame Vastra knocked him out, made that stupid monkey joke. But there wasn't that kind of... charming arrogance that, yes, I have a brain the size of the planet. Yes, I have mastery of time and space. just that air of confidence that filled everything that Tom Baker did with that cheeky grin. That yes, he is the kind of man who could merely walk into Mordor and offer Sauron a jelly baby. Again, as a major New Who, Tennant and Matt Smith fan in particular, I know you thought the 11th Hour was the greatest Doctor intro in the series history, then yes, that would be Peter Capaldi as the Doctor for you. But me, hardcore Tom Baker fan, it's just another disappointment. Yeah, I think that's the right word. I want to say the word disappointment itself is quite disappointing, but no, I think it's out.
So you're genuinely calling Capaldi a disappointing Doctor?
Not disappointing according to my standards. Disappointing according to what I personally expected. The first scene just of him opening the door and telling Strax to shush. Etc. And the whole, what's wrong with you? You're not all of you are English now. Again, the same joke. And it's you, Clara. Well, you're very similar heights. Maybe you should get name labels. How is that not Matt Smith? He did everything short of wear a fez and say, I wear fezzes now. Fezzes are cool.
Too much. Moffat-style humour, I suppose.
Yeah, that is it at the end of the day. Not taking anything away from Capaldi as the Doctor, as much as as an actor in the role, as much as I loathe and despise the arse-achingly tedious and blindingly obvious, ooh, did I push him or did he commit suicide? No one will ever know. Ooh, am I a good man? That scene. Yes, his mighty eyebrows did completely sell that shot.
Okay.
So, yes, as an actor, no problem. no problem whatsoever. But an actor can only do. An actor is like a robot. It can they can only really do what they've been told to do, what they've been directed to do. Yes, someone with the clout of Capaldi can salvage a bad script, but when there is no depth, when absolutely everything, every event in the script is entirely interchangeable because the sole focus of the story is the Doctor and Clara's existential angst, it's very difficult for even an actor of Capaldi's calibre to distract someone like me from that reality. The fact that they could have done that entire, as I say, Colin Baker and Perrin, the actress who played Perrin again,
Nicola Bryant.
Nicola Bryant, thank you. That's been bothering me all evening. But Nicola Bryant and Colin Baker did this, did the same kind of existential angst in the TARDIS. This entire episode could have taken place inside the TARDIS. As I say, all of the dangers, all of the events, etc., were all just allegories. They were all there as the backdrop. So it could have been something going wrong in the TARDIS.
You didn't see anything in this, because I would actually see this as a horror film in its own right, full of body horror, full of gothic.
No, again, all I saw was window dressing. Oh, look, we've made a hot air balloon out of human skin. Oh, look, taking the human face off the robot and putting it on Clara's face, as if just showing her, no, this is really human skin, wasn't enough. What is the only point and purpose of that is just gratuitous, oh my god, there's a face on my face. Yeah, there is, you say a horror film, what was horrifying about it?
Well, the body horror already alluded to.
No, but there is a difference between horrific and grotesque.
When Clara has to try to walk like a clockwork droid.
No, that's... again, that's just the Doctor has abandoned you, so now you're questioning if he will save you. But no, you have to have faith. If you believe and do what the Doctor told you, then you will survive. And again, you said that the flashback to her scene as her first day as a teacher, where did that come from? Governess, teacher, oh yes, there's a great overlap in those fields. Maybe in Victorian London, but not in the 21st century. But but yes, the kid said, go on, do it. No, they could have done that whole scene without it, because yes, the point she made is still exactly the same. Go on, yes, if you open with the ultimate threat, I will do it or I will kill you. If you say go on then do it, the only recourse for them is to go backwards. See, you're going backwards now, threatening to torture me, etc., etc., etc. All of that could have been done without the school scene. The only reason that was inserted is, oh, by the way, she's a teacher, just in case you didn't spot that before.
Well, no, come on. No, you're wrong. Over 50 years of Doctor Who has taken ordinary people doing ordinary jobs and made ordinary people into heroes, emphasizing their skills, their strengths, There's nothing wrong with that.
In that case, it wasn't Clara's strength, in that she was just mimicking the schoolgirl's strength. That's it. There was... Again, it's the same fundamental problem I had with the Torchwood miniseries Children of Earth. Again, absolutely nothing against Capaldi. His performance, especially in the scene after he asks for a requisition 31, not giving any spoilers just in case anyone hasn't seen it, that is the sole standout scene for me. It could have been done without the narrative. No, the narrative didn't spoil it. It wasn't necessarily, it wasn't explaining it, it wasn't giving exposition, it was just talking about him as a man. The secretary giving, just basically telling the woman why she loved him. It was a confession of love without ever using the words, because of course he was married. But that scene, again, the greatest actors, Kim Ki-duk fan, Korean film fan, Japanese film fan, the greatest acting is done without words. So again, Peter Capaldi's performance in that one scene and in the rest of the series, top notch. But the Children of Earth as a whole, as I said at the time, I can see the stitches. I can see how every piece was put together for the sole purpose of serving a particular function. That this is only here to entertain the kiddies, that this is only here to make the series appear progressive when the only person of colour, as Claudia Berlin pointed out on a Facebook post, it was the troublemaker in the school, because there was one Chinaman, he would have been called in Victorian England, but he was exceptionally white for a Chinese man, and he was also a clockwork droid, so he doesn't really count. But when I am looking at it from my wider perspective, and I can see how everything is put together for the sole purpose of manipulating this emotion, for causing you to ask this question, for this, for that, for this reason, for that reason, I just can't get involved. I can't get invested. I was going to accuse you of projecting onto Deep Breath, but no, that's not true. It's just that you have an emotional investment with Clara, with Capaldi as the Doctor, and so forth, which I unfortunately can't see. I just can't have, because I'm just standing outside the box saying, well, Moffat won't let me in. Where's the story that will allow me to enter?
Wow, you found no emotional entrance to this story. Okay.
Again, because there needs to be something beyond the Doctor's emotional angst. There needs to be a story in which, with actual protagonists, with participants, that would have occurred whether or not the Doctor was there.
And you weren't into the horror aspect at all?
No, I am not a horror person at the end of the day. I find it shocking in some cases. I find it grotesque and disturbing, but I don't have any kind of love or passion for it. At the end of the day, the ultimate question is why? This is the point with all literature, all fiction, all television, all film. Clara trying to hold her breath and walk like a clockwork robot in order to escape, having been abandoned by the Doctor. That is just an expression of her faith, in inverted commas. Another, as I alluded to earlier, another theme that Moffat is going to strangle like a moose in a tin bath. Throughout the course of this series. I must journey to the promised land. If you have faith in the Doctor's teaching, then you will survive. But no, she at the end, she doubts him because she's been abandoned, and she collapses to the floor because no, he wasn't there to save me. But then, yes, he has my back. Could she have phrased it any more generically? But so again, why is the horror there? This is Japanese horror again. I know, total weeaboo. This whole hemisphere can kiss my ass.
This is where you and I don't even agree, because when we talk about Japanese horror films, I like Audition. You hate Audition.
Yeah, but no. Again, subtle. When there is a point, when it is psychological. Audition, pure body horror, pure grotesquerie. It's look at this horrific thing and scream because it is so disgusting. Ring, getting into the human mind. The pathological need for vengeance, etc. The demons that haunt us in our sleep.
Okay, so I think we're more or less ready to finish. So, James, any final thoughts?
Yes, just continuing from the point I was making before about the Ring versus Audition, psychological horror getting inside your mind, actually exploring real human issues versus just look at this, isn't this scary, scream now because the music tells you that you should be scared. The Daleks is one topic which comes up again and again in Doctor Who Fridays. The fact that they're not scary anymore, the fact that they have been so overdone, the fact that they have been so mishandled since 2005, whereas in the 1960s, and into the 70s, the end of the Troughton era, the beginning of the Troughton era, they were the representations of Nazi genocide and the fear of a nuclear holocaust. So again, the Daleks themselves as mechanical dustbins which say exterminate, not scary at all. It's their minds, the way they think, the fact that their only emotion is hatred, the fact that they will not stop until every form of sentient life in the universe apart from them is dead. That is what makes them scary. So yes, that is the way I view all horror. A balloon made of human skin, not particularly scary, put some kind of emotional weight behind that. The reason why they have been skinned, the fact that we know the people who have been skinned for this, etc., that would be deeply disturbing.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you mean by that. Well, I mean, I think it's very brave body horror for modern BBC to be.
Again, that is the question. Is it brave, or is it simply gratuitous? Is it look at us, look at what we can do with our multi-million-dollar CGI?
Okay, well, it's certainly been a great spontaneous podcast. So I'll be saying final thoughts and goodbyes from you, James.
From what I can see, season 8 is effectively summed up by the trailer, Am I a Good Man? And I don't think I know who the Doctor is anymore. I would actually prefer it if the opening episode had occurred entirely inside the TARDIS, if it had been the psychological struggle, really, the introspective angst between the Doctor and Clara. Who are you? I don't know who I am. Who are you? Etc., etc. I think that really could have worked as a piece of drama. Instead, no, it does seem that as if the entire series is going to follow the same model of contriving ever more fanboy wanking plots and characters and storylines for the sole purpose of asking the same questions over and over again, who I don't think, making the same statements over and over again. Am I a good man? I don't think I know who the Doctor is anymore. And so I won't be continuing season 8 unless Alex holds a gun to my head. And may the great holy donkey bless your house for 7 generations.
And it's good night from him.
And it's good night from me.